So in this video, we're going to be going over the axle peg, which is part 6 for our miniature train project. If you have not already opened up a new part studio, you're going to go to the plus sign, create part studio. My suggestion is name the tabs if you have not been doing so already. So maybe you could just put the part number like I did for these past ones, or you can actually name it the full name of the part. So we're going to go to Sketch, click on Front. Okay, so this is normally over here, but because I have everything a little bit smushed, I'm moving it here just to get it out of my way so you can see what's going on. But we can see that we're on Sketch 1, we're on the front plane, and we're going to click on Front for our cube in the corner to make sure it's lined up nicely. So what I'm going to do now is use the line tool to place in quite a few lines just to kind of get us going. So right now I'm not too concerned with the size of them, I just want to make sure that nothing is linked together. So everything is kind of free moving. So now I'm going to use my dimension tool and start adding in the dimensions. So the total height of our part is actually our 1 inch for this section, plus our 0.125 for the head part of the axle peg. So together we have 1.125 inches. All right, and then our bottom piece right here, this is going to be half of our 1/4 inch diameter for the thread portion. So half of that, if you actually type it in as a 1/4 inch, so 0.125 divided, so /2, that gives you the same information that I have over here. Because what we're doing is, instead of drawing this whole thing with like a cylinder and then adding on this cap piece, what we're going to be doing is drawing this outline and then revolving it around and then adding in our final details. So now I'm going to click on here. So this is the thread portion. So this is going to be 1 inch. And now we're going to add in this portion right here, which is, you can see it, yep, there it is. So this one is, we could either do 0.422 divided by 2, or you can just do that in your head and you get 0.211. All right, this little section right here, this is this little piece, and our value for that is 0.031. All right, our next piece is this top piece. That's our last flat line. That is this section right here. So it's a 1/4 inch, and half of a 1/4 inch is 0.125. All right, next we are going to use you can either use the center point arc or the 3-point arc. Either one works just fine. I'm just going to use the center point arc, so I'm just going to put my center point just right here to get me going. And I'm going to click a little bit off of here. Okay, so you can see that I put it in a little bit too big. The reason for that is I can use the coincident constraint and click on the other end and this dot to place it in. Alright, so you can see now that this is gray, that instead of a bunch of lines, we now have an actual shape that we can extrude or revolve. But what we still need to do is add in one final dimension. So this one is this surface radius, so right here. So our surface radius is, let's see, 0.236. All right, so that gives us all the dimensions for this first portion. Now we can revolve our part around. So I'm going to move this up to where it normally is. So this is our face, and we want to revolve around, oop, I deselected that. There we go. We want to revolve around our edge, which is that center line. Okay, so right now we have just kind of our basic shape. It doesn't really have all the features that it needs yet. So now we need to add in our thread. So to do that, we have external thread, and we can click on this bottom edge. All right, so you can see that it kind of turned like a yellowy green color. That's showing where the thread is going to be placed. So we want ANSI, so ANSI size 1/4 inch. You can see that right there, 1/4 inch. Threads per inch. So we have 20 Yep, that's what we want, 20. And let's see, for length, we want 1 inch. All right, and we can add a chamfer at the end, which is nice. So our chamfer, we can actually do these 2 in 1. So the chamfer right here, angle is 45 degrees. And our length, you can see that right now it's this orangey red color. It's letting us know that something's wrong. So the length right now is too big. So the one that is on our assignment here is 0.03. All right, you can see that now that it's going in properly. So we can click our green check mark. And right now I know it doesn't look like anything happened to it, but it actually did. So when we do our work drawing, you'll see the proper notation show up. It just doesn't have a visual representation. Some CAD programs will wrap it with a graphic to show you that the thread is there. Like in my example here, it's not thread cut in properly in the program, it's just a graphic representation of what it would be. All right, so if you forgot to do the chamfer in this and needed to do it after the fact, you just use this chamfer tool here. You'd click on that bottom edge, and you could either use the equal distance, so both sides are the same, or you could do 2 distances or distance and angle. On our sheet right here, it has an angle and a distance, but if it's 45, then the 2 distances are identical. All right, so I'm going to exit out of that. And our one little last piece that we need to do is put a sketch on our top surface here. The reason for that is we have a hex socket that we need to put our information in for. All right, so we need to use, there it is. So we are going to be using, for this one, let's see, it would be an inscribed polygon because we're going across the flats for this. So we want to click on the center, move this off to the side, and make sure it's 6. I know it's a little hard to see my number because it's in the border right there. All right, so I placed it in. I want my distance across the flats. So flat line, click here. So there we go. Across the flats, it is 30 seconds. So 5 divided by 32. All right, right now you can see that I have this piece right here, this inscribed circle is black, so that means it's locked in place. That is this proper size. But if I hit escape, I can back out of my tool and we can see that we can kind of move this around. What I want to do is use the horizontal constraint. Click on the top portion or the bottom portion, and it'll line it up nicely. So then when we go to our work drawing, it won't be crooked or anything. It'll be nice and lined up. So now we can click our green check mark, and we want to now extrude this portion. We want to click remove because we're removing material, not adding. If for some reason this is showing up this way where it's red and, well, in the wrong direction, you just click on this and it'll flip. All right, so the depth for this, so we have our depth symbol right here. We can see right here, it's going to be 0.111, so that's 3 ones. All right, and that is our part. All right, so we have our revolve, we have our external thread with chamfer. If you had to do the chamfer separate, you'll see it next. And then we have the extrusion for our hex socket. All right, so once you are done with this, you can move on to your drawing for your axle peg. All right, good luck.